Hey guys, welcome to day number 17, wow, of the Talk to the Camera challenge. And today's topic will be about share about someone who inspired you and why. That down here. A nice bit here. Anyway, so who inspired me? Or who inspires me and why? And yeah, I'm going to talk about a couple of people that I knew in my life and like famous people, of course. So I'll start with the famous sort of people first. When I mean famous people, I just mean sort of one person that I can think of, and that is the actor Philip Seymour Hoffman, as somebody who inspired me to go into acting in the first place. And this was like around the time before he unfortunately passed away about 10 years ago, like this year. So, wow. So it's a tragic loss. And yeah, it's cinema has really, I feel, lost something very important and very special. But yeah, because in the back of, even as a kid, in the back of my mind, I always was sort of, interested in performing. My sister she started off acting first. She doesn't do it anymore, but she started off doing it. So we used to come and watch her sort of plays. And I just remember just sitting down and just watching, and I just remember watching the scenes, and I thought, if I was there, this is how I would have done it, or how would I, portrayed it, you know, or even this goes way back, even nursery, even when I was in nursery, when they were casting sort of a Christmas play, I wanted to be Santa Claus. I didn't get the part. I was like, damn. But yeah, going off topic here, but yeah, it's always been in the back of my mind, but I wasn't at the time. I just wasn't like very sure if I wanted to, do it. And then I watched one of, I don't know what it was. I've seen Philip Seymour Hoffman in like different movies like Twister, Mission Impossible 3, where he was the villain. So I was somewhat exposed to him, but the one movie that sort of changed sort of my aspect to performing is in the 2012 movie directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. It's called The Master. It was him in the supporting role, and there was Joaquin Phoenix and Amy Adams. And I think just those three sort of performances really got me sort of, I don't know how to describe it. It just got me like, you could say, hooked on it. You know, they say there's an acting bug, a bug, and I was bitten by the acting bug by just watching those performances, especially Philip Seymour Hoffman. At the time, I didn't really like the movie that much, but I just remembered specifically like him in that role, and just it was just mesmerizing to watch. It was just, even at my young teenager age, he stuck with me a lot. And I sort of made me sort of dive more into like his movies as well, which I did. And I was watching a lot of them, and I just like, even in the supporting roles, he always stands out in some way. And he can take the biggest loser ever in film, and he'll make you feel sorry for them. And even to this day, I still think he is like the best villain in Mission Impossible 3. Out of all the villains, I think he's still the best one because of him in that role. So the day when he died, I sort of, I don't know, I sort of, this is bananas to say, but it's sort of my mission, if you could call it, if I could call it that, to be like, right, before I wasn't sure, but now I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try out acting. See how it is, you know. See if there's a spark in there or whatever, you know. All because of him. He sort of inspired me to get into it and to be interested in it as well. Because my drama teacher always said to me and well the whole class as well that whenever you're performing or whether you're in a show or any type of performing arts, there's always somebody in the audience who has creative aspirations or but is not quite too sure, kind of similar to me very early on. But if you do a performance so well or you make a play so good, it will immediately spark that match in them that okay, I want to do this. And the same with movies, the same with art, it's same with just anything. People always have that inside of them, I feel, but they just need a spark to light the match and them to get into it. And that was Philip Seymour Hoffman for me for acting, and I'm still doing it to this day. I mentioned this a couple of times on here as well, like well, lots of times, but I'm still doing it today, and yeah, I'm still going strong. And yeah, so that was one. The other and yeah, the people in my life who inspired me was there was a teacher that I had. It always begins with a teacher. They can make or break you, I feel. But thankfully, this one sort of like really inspired me in terms of she was my English teacher. She was also my special needs teacher as well. Her name was Miss Hazelwood. I'll never forget her name. I also will never forget her face. But she used to teach me in English, and the way that she did, like this subject, sort of like matters that we sort of looked at. Well, not subject matters, but like stories such as Lord of the Flies, the movie and book as well of Let Him Have It. They made a movie of it with Christopher Eccleston. And then there was we watched the TV show, a TV series of the Sherlock Holmes with like yeah, the I think it was the 80s or 90s TV show of Sherlock Holmes. And the way that she used to structure these sort of these lessons is that, for example, we were looking at Lord of the Flies, both the book and the movie, and when just whilst we were reading it, the way that she used to break down the text and made us sort of analyze just everything about it and using, sort of, you know, can't really describe it, but at this moment, but yeah, she used to break it down as that, and she also leaves cliffhangers to the lessons as well. A cliffhanger, so she will literally stop when it starts to get like really intense and interesting. She'll stop, and we're all just like, "Oh, what happens next?" You know. So we were like, I was always looking forward to her lessons because I just wanted to know what was happening. She goes all engaged, and sometimes she will pause, and sometimes she'll let it like stay there for like a week. So we were sort of building up, sort of anticipation. We were sort of like predictions, what's happening, and we were basically she basically made us the writers, you know. in terms of predictions, we were sort of the writers. Like, how do you think this will go? If you are, I don't know, if you hijack the story right now, how would you write the story right now? But yeah, great lessons. But the inspiration came from how I approach writing, because I mentioned a while back. Sorry if you don't remember, but yeah, I mentioned a while back because I write movie reviews, and I said one of the inspirations for them for how I approach it now is through YouTube movie channels who approach it in a cinematic sort of lens, and the sort of, what they got out of it, what they feel they got out of it, you know. And yeah, and that was one, and but she was also helped me a lot as well, because another sort of movie that we looked at was the 1993 film What's Eating Gilbert Grape, and yeah, she'll just let us to sort of write, just basic description of the story and characters. And as I said, she made us into sort of like writers. How would you describe this character in the best of terms? How would you describe the story? How do you describe the setting, the atmosphere? Why are the characters feeling? And how does that make you feel? And all those lessons have stayed with me long after I left, like 9 years ago now. And yeah, it's still influence in my writing, like to this day. And she was just very encouraging as well. You know, she wasn't just giving out praise just for because she felt bad for you. Like if you'd done something right, she would acknowledge it. And yeah, as I said, you never forget your teacher, good or bad. But for this case, it was good, really good. So yeah, she inspired me to be better at writing. And Philip Seymour Hoffman inspired me to get into acting. And yeah, who else? Who else? I probably shouldn't be thinking. I should already know who's inspired me, because there's I don't know. There's lots of people that I come across that inspire me in some way. I think we all come across people that inspire us in some way, whether it's for like a good deed. We feel like, I'm gonna do that. Some say like you should do it anywhere. If it's charity, like, I'm going to donate to charity. People may say like, why don't you donate in the first place? It's like, well, it's not just that, man. It's just, it's just you get people around you to remind you to do better, and whether that is, it's as long as it's good influence. It doesn't matter if that person, why didn't they do it in the first place? It's not, just, it don't matter, man. Just do it. And yeah, so it's really hard to pinpoint, whoever. There's actually one, actually. I just remember this now. There's actually one that I saw recently, and that's I can't remember her name. I apologize. I don't remember her name, but I came across this recently. It was on the internet, on Twitter, or should I say X. Thanks, Elon Musk. But yeah, it was on X. I saw it, and I just couldn't. I couldn't believe what I saw. It was a runner in a race, and she has problem with a blood sugar. At the time, it was very low, So low, in fact, that she actually lost the race. Everybody else was way ahead of her. There's already a winner already for the race, but she was the only one left, and she was like slowly not walking, but like running to the sort of finish line, and she's running and she's running. She's lost, like she's completely just lost. She's the last person ever, and yet, despite all of that, she just kept going. Like she just kept going. She didn't let a health condition get in her way. And what's even more like remarkable is that everybody's talking about her. Despite all of that, everybody's talking about her, and it's it's what I discovered on the internet is her, and not so much about the winner, the whoever won the race. Nobody talks about the actual winner. They're talking about her, because it was a remarkable sight just to keep going, and everybody and thankfully, like everybody just was supportive and everybody was cheering her on. And what's even more like challenging, despite the blood sugar, but despite her blood sugar being low, is that it was started raining as well. So she was running in the rain while running on fumes, but she kept going. She lost. She lost. The race is basically over, but she just kept going. And it's their determination to like, I don't have a chance, but I'm still gonna keep going. And just yeah, just watching it, it's one thing like I've been in sort of like position before, and just just seeing that is yeah, and I think that sticks to me the most. Like what in like inspired me the most. Yeah, I think everybody at, at, at that day felt sort of like inspired by that, and yeah, yeah, and I can't remember. Ah, shit, I don't remember. I don't remember her name, but I remember that. Yeah, yeah. So that's who inspired me. That's everybody who inspired me, and I hope I continue to find some inspiration as I go on, and yeah. So those are the people who inspire me, and yeah, I think that'll be it for today. So day number 17 is done and dusted. I'll see you later, guys.